Hello brothers and sisters, today I'm going to be doing top 10 acrylic tips. As you might have realized, I'm churning out videos as I said I would, because now finally I've got a workshop that I can use. Before I didn't, and that's why you have a video every month or maybe 2-3 months, whatever. So now I wrote down loads of topics that I want to talk about and explain and whatnot. So that's why you're going to get loads of videos. If you do have something that you want me to explain or talk about, please let me know. Either send me an email or put it in the comments and I will look at it, think maybe I can do it and talk about it. Done. Okay, so top 10 acrylic tips. Let's get to it. So, number 1, use the 5 primary colors. This is a big thing that I keep talking about and it's not going away. I'm going to keep talking about it forever and ever. Let's put them in order. So, these are the primary colors. Cyan, magenta, yellow, black, white. Or CMYK, W. I don't know what K stands for. Is it ketone, I think? Or whatever. Anyway, if you use those 5 colors, you don't have to buy anything else. I personally got breaking my shelf. That's black and white. That's blue. Personally, the only 2 I buy are red, because sometimes it's a bit difficult to obtain good red, and that's because of the manufacturer's mistake, I guess, in the paint. This is my favorite paint. Their colors are really accurate, really good, but even then, not so accurate to do a red. So that's why sometimes I get a red, and it's a small one, just to get even better reds when I need to. And also get a brown, because I do obviously a lot of portraits. Brown is the main color. From brown, if you have a look at my 10 course on street art, I'll go really in depth into primary colors. And I'm not going to talk again about it, just have a look at the video, it's there somewhere. Brown, it's basically these, and then you can add a bit of black or a bit of white. You mix them as you want. So they're the only 2 colors I'm going to buy extra. But apart from that, you won't see me buy a green or buy ultramarine or blue or whatever. Cans, however, I have to, because I can't mix a yellow and a blue and make it look green unless you're looking at the wall from very far away, and I've got to be like really like a printer. It's not going to work. But with airbrushes, with brushes, acrylics, you can. So I urge you to use those and to try and get comfortable with them. So then that's all you need. You don't have to buy anything else. That's all I do. So when I go to a shop, I'm only buying those. It's a lot cheaper, it's a lot easier. That's all good. Number 2, use cheap brushes. I've talked about this before. This is not it's not really expensive either. I don't spend a lot of money on brushes. When I buy brushes, I always get like the kit stuff. This is called Graduates from probably Data and Rini. And this is Da Vinci, one I use quite a lot as well, brand I use quite a lot. Junior, to tell you. I don't spend big money on those, and I've said this before. 50 years ago, 100 years ago, definitely 100 years ago, you needed those, what's it called, Malta animal, whatever. You needed those type of animal hairs that were really stiff and that would give you something, excuse me, that would give you something with a good result. Nowadays, with synthetic, you don't need to. I mean, these hairs, that's kind of what you want. You want a good bounce for acrylic. You want the bristles to bounce back quickly. You don't want it to go like a Chinese calligraphy brush, go like this and it stays down. It's good for Chinese calligraphy, not for acrylics. And you can pick one of those for between £2 to £5. No need to spend £20 on a brush. Absolutely no need. You'll get the same results. And if you're as bad at being good at taking care of your brushes as I am, once they go south, it's kind of cool. And if this is your job and you're doing murals, you'll know that when you're done, the client wants you to get out of it. And sometimes, you know, you finish at 11 at night, you're like, as soon as I get home, I'll clean the brushes, sure. And a month later, you're like, dry. So don't spend too much money on brushes. Number 3, okay, this is a big one, and it kind of baffles me why people would. Buy brushes from the home improvement center. I bought this, I Love Art, interesting name. I bought this brush and I've got a couple of bigger ones as well somewhere. I don't know. From the art shop, just because they look kind of cool. But I haven't used them yet. But these are what I use. This is from, I don't know if it was from B&Q. In the UK we've got Homebase, B&Q, Leyland, really good shop, really bad for brushes. In America it'd be like Home Depot and, you know, Walmart and all that kind of stuff. If I was to buy a brush like this from the art shop, that's £80. Why would you spend £80? I don't get it. Like, this is £5. £5. And since the way the dollar and the pound is now, it's pretty much $5 as well. So don't, if it's a big brush like that, like there's a really cool shop just near me. Those brushes, they go for £2. £2. That, £7. £2, £7. Don't spend money on brushes, honestly. And you'll get the same result anyway. Oh, this is a big one. Okay, so mixing the paint, number 4. Mixing the paint in shot glasses. I really like shot glasses. For a long time I was using paper plates to mix my my mix. And you might have this yourself. You know, you start mixing and you go like, you start here and then to mix all the paint, before you know it, you've got like an egg of mixing, and then you pretty much all your mix is gone. I mean, if you're using something in plastic, it's fine, but if you're using like me a paper plate, because you can't be bothered to wash the plates, most of the paint is going to soak inside the plate. So then, by the time you come to actually painting the color you want, most of the color is, you know, in the thing. So these ones really cool. You put the paint that you need at the bottom, and then you mix, but it's got nowhere to go. It's just such a small thing. You go like this for the excess, you grab it, and then you keep mixing, and that's 100% of your mix you can use. So these, I mean, as you can probably see, you can see the bottom of it. So I managed to clean all of that, most of that. So shot glasses, they're really cheap. You get them in plastic, you throw them away, you can reuse them, whatever. Shot glasses are the way to go. If not, use glasses, normal glasses. But if they're bigger, then you've got the same problem. It starts spreading around. Number 5, takeaway containers. I really like those. So this is a fancy one from IKEA, but normally I get the cheap one. I forgot about this. What's cool about this is you can use those. So you don't need a tray. It even fits in that way. So you don't need a tray when you're at the wall. Some of you will shake your head because you're not a street artist and you don't understand what I'm talking about. But when you're a street artist, instead of taking a big roller like this, you'll take that just because it takes a lot less space in your bag. And even though it's going to take you 2 or 3 times as long to do the wall, it's better. And then a small container like this would be a tray. When you're done, you close it, you keep the excess. It's kind of nice. But, and I'm going to do this wall tomorrow. Don't know when the video will be. I'm sorry I'm talking fast, but I don't want my videos to be too long. Every time they're like half an hour or something, so I'm trying to... If you've got those, you can mix your colors, and I will do it in a video tomorrow to show you. What I'm going to have is a dark brown, pretty much the same as those in containers. So you can mix them, close them, seal them, and then leave them for a month or whatever. When you come back, you got your paint ready. It's not going to be dry. It's nice. You don't have to go for a heavy duty like this. You can get some. I got some disposable containers, like food containers from an online store. Some of you might know. It's Amazon, something like this. Anyway, I don't want to give them a plug-in. Or you can just go to your corner shop and buy it from them. Right. Number 6. Emulsion. Use emulsion. These ones. Alright, this is the big thing. Again, for graffiti artists, street artists, mural artists, whatever. These cans, tins, whatever, of paint, I paid not much for. This lovely green, and I've got a grey here, brand new, full. That cost me £5, £5, £10. Last time I went there, I got a big one like this for I think £6. Normally, this one would be about £45, if not more. And these would be about 30 quid, 25 if you're lucky. But you can get them for super cheap. They're wrong mix. So somebody goes in the shop, say, oh, I'd like this color, and then they're like, nah, they change their mind, and the shop has to now sell it, but nobody's going to buy it because it's a special color. That's where we come in. We go in and we say, hey, do you have any wrong mix? They love to see us because finally somebody's going to buy the paint. They obviously sell it at a bit of a loss, but we make a big profit. And if you work with kids, you can go to the big shops like B&Q, Home Depot, whatever. Say you work with kids, speak to the manager, and you better have a car, a trolley, because they'll be like, I have all of this for not much. And you get, I mean, this is like Leyland Trades in the UK. This is Dulux, my two favorite. These paints are really, really good. We've got some fancy paints here. I'm not a fan. These ones are heavy duty, 2 coats, you get something really good. And you can use them for painting as well. If you were to, okay, so I went off topic. You can get those cheap, but if you were to get like a 1 liter, in most cases 750 ml of certain colors, you're good to go. So you could get a brown, you could get a white, you could get a black, you can get like a off kind of medium skin tone. You can get a grey, you can get whatever, and then that's a lot more paint than this. I mean, this is only 150 ml. So imagine 750 ml. That's my brain is too cold, but many times over. So you can get a lot more paint. The only problem is you can't get a cyan, magenta, and yellow. I've tried, but what they sell is kind of like I won't say watered down, but whited down, if that's a word. There's too much white in there. So when you start mixing your color, if you mix a pink and a yellow, you're going to go with like a salmon. You're not going to get red. So for that, it's not ideal. But if you're going to do, like I'm going to do tomorrow, a mural, you can buy a dark brown and a white, maybe even a yellow. And you mix those, you can make any tone, any skin tone mural with those either 2 or 3 tones. And it's going to cost you not much. I mean, it's going to cost you maybe, when they mix it, it's about £20 for a little tin when you buy like these for not much. So that's a bit much. Or coming up to number 7, what you can do is get some pigments. So you can get like a liter of white, for example. You're not going to be able to mix with black because it's already going to be too dark. So you can only buy black or white when you buy those paints. You can buy magnolia and all that, but whatever. So say if you're doing big murals, and I think that's what I'm going to do tomorrow, you can get a liter of white. This is blue, it's cyan. It's exactly the same color as this. It's perfect, and it's high pigment, very high pigment. And this I get from, this is SDM, same company as that, Leyland, and the pigment are very, very accurate. They got magenta, blue, cyan, yellow, and black and white, and they've got other like red, but I don't like to use this so much. So you can get a white, and you can get, say you get a 1 liter of white, and you get 2 of those in brown, or you could mix blue, yellow, and pink, obviously, and you're going to get like a fairly dark brown, so you can do your mix with that, and it's going to cost you not so much. These are about £2 to £3. So don't just be stuck with what the art shop sells, have a look around. So personally, I go to an art shop, a home improvement, and a paint specialist to get all my stuff. And number 8, and also go to makeup shops to get some of my brushes. These brushes you get from the makeup shop, this is only a small one, but if you get like the one they use for foundation, it's the same shape but it's a lot bigger. I tell you what, when you're trying to do blends with acrylics, I talked about this before, it's a bit difficult, especially when you get flat brushes like this. If you get round brushes, try and get closer. Oh, nearly out of battery. You can see the shape it is. So these ones are going to give you really, really good blends. So highly recommend go to the, don't even go to like a makeup shop because they're going to charge you a fortune for the brushes. But go to one of these, I don't know, like in England we've got like Boots and Superdrug and all these like big chains that sell these products. That's actually where I got it, I think. And you can get those for super cheap. Yes, I ran out of battery. So, where was I? Number 9, crisp packet. I've talked about this before. If you want to get, or chips, if you're in America, or sheeps, if you're in France. If you want to get the accurate primary colors, try and get this in focus. You can see, focus, kind of, there we go. You can see the colors on the left, the ones after they're diluted with a bit of white. So this is the perfect yellow, perfect magenta, perfect cyan, and perfect black. So if you want to get really good colors when you're going to the shop and you don't want to buy those paints, who I'm not sponsored by the way, the best thing to do is either grab a newspaper, but sometimes newspaper quality is not that great. I find these ones glossy and much nicer. Go to the corner shop, whatever, buy yourself some biscuits or even cornflakes or anything printed. Not everything, but most things that are printed will have the right primary colors. So grab one of those when you go to the art shop, and you'd be surprised. I don't know why they do that. You'd be surprised how many paint manufacturers get it wrong. My 2 favorites are Golden and System Free. System Free is the cheapest. Golden is stupidly expensive. Like, I don't get it. Like, why pay that much? Whatever. But the quality is the same, I guess. I mean, I've painted with these for years and it's very good. So whatever. But if you like a different paint, I haven't tried all the manufacturers, obviously. So I'm guessing, I'm sure there are others that are really good as well. But as far as the accuracy of the primary colors, that's all I care about. Like, I care about 2 things: be a good paint and have the right primary colors. Because I don't use purple and green and whatnot. No, I use those. So if those are wrong, I can't use your paint. Whatever. Last one, which is going to be a video on its own, make your own color wheel. This is a pet peeve or beef or whatever that I have with art shops. To this day, I've never found an accurate color wheel. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Like, every time you see a color wheel, it's got red in it. Red is not a primary color. I'm not going to go there, but just a bit. Red is the primary color of light, secondary color of paint. And every time you go to a shop, they've got purple as primary colors. They've got like a dark blue, like this. The paint's actually a lot lighter inside. It's more like this kind of color. Yeah. They give you a dark blue, a red, and a yellow that's verging on the orange, and then they mix it, and then they get some kind of like... When they mix it, this is where I've got another problem with that. When they mix these two, they got purple. You don't get purple when you mix this. You do in... At least not in theory. If the whole point of a color wheel is to show you the theory. So of course if I mix these two 50-50, I'm going to get purple, but that's not the point. The point is when you mix these two in theory 50-50, you get ultramarine blue, which is a primary color of light. Anyway, there'll be another lesson just talking about the color wheel, I promise. and I'm probably going to film it right now. So that's it for the top 10 acrylic tips. If I forgot on anything and you can add something to the list, put it in the comments so you can help other people out and myself. I'm more than happy to help. Sorry, more than happy to learn from you guys as well. So yeah, put it down. Let me know what you want to hear about next, and I shall do a video mainly extraordinaire. First, I'm gonna have a little coffee, and I'm gonna, as I said, do the next lesson, which is color wheel. And since I'm on the roll and I've got loads of videos coming up, and I'm also doing the graffiti alphabet, I need to get the videos out, and now I've got a place, so I'm taking advantage of it. So don't be surprised if you're gonna get 3 videos in 1 week for the next, I don't know, whatever. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.